And how many of you are familiar with the virtual world? How many of you participate in Second Life as a website, for example? No? Facebook? Facebook. Great. Well, what we want to share with you today is the virtual world. Changing the way we live, work, play, and learn. That's in fact what is taking place today in this world. And that's what we're going to share with you. And what I'd like to do is, first of all, give you some statistics to support my message to you. That in fact, in the U.S., 68% of the community in the workforce is already working virtually. I have not worked out of an office in 10 years. I work from my home. In fact, I find that I'm more productive from my home, which initially came as a surprise to me. I mean, think about it. If I wake up at 6 and I have my coffee, I have a 2-second commute to the office, right? Virtual world, wonderful opportunity. The expectation is that 1 billion people by the year 2011 will be working virtually. This is why we as a community need to embrace the technology that allows us to operate in this virtual world. What you've seen, we talked about, someone mentioned earlier that the web is 20 years old. Well, the virtual world is basically 10 years old. We've gone from face-to-face communications to audio and visual. We've gone from emails to the Wikipedia and to the other activities associated with, from snail mail to voicemail and emails, from attachments to links, from memos to wikis to libraries online as opposed to the physical structure in a building. All those things have come to us over in the last, just in the last 10 years. And the rate of change is escalating. So we have to find new and better ways for all of us to learn. This is the last bastion of technology, is the educational room. If you think about it, you can go into a classroom and you walk in and it doesn't look much different than the classroom of 20, 30, or 50 years ago. Now that is a shame. That truly is a shame. And we ought to think about that as a community. If we want to stay pace, that's what we need to do. So what do I have as a proposal for you? I propose that we create a virtual university. Other people have done it. It's not anything new. In fact, there are collaborative efforts going on every day as we speak in the business community. Why not in the educational community? Why shouldn't we do a better job of educating our children, in educating our high school students, educating our university students, and in fact, postgraduate and after formal education, an ongoing activity. We have, in the next century, this current century we're in the next 10 years, in the next 30 years, for some of you who are at the beginning of your career, you will have changed jobs 20 to 30 times. That's the expectation of the future. That says that you've constantly got to be educating yourself, informing yourself, changing the way you do business. This virtual university, in fact, that we're talking about here, comes about with, of course, the increases in bandwidth, and we won't get into the technology and the plumbing behind it, but the bottom line is that with virtual networking, you'll be able to go into your virtual conference rooms and sign up for the classes that you want. You'll have breakout sessions. You'll have even avatars. That'll be these little characters that'll represent yourself. And eventually, of course, they'll be replaced by motion and video of you as an individual. But at least in the beginning, to conserve bandwidth, you'll probably be an avatar, and you can become the the Rock Hudson you always wanted to be, or whatever character you envision yourself to be in your future life. But collaboration, there's opportunities in the technology today, and the conferencing technology we have, where you can have breakout sessions. So you can actually have 200 or 300 people. In fact, I was on a conference, we ran a collaborative session, a training session last week, and during that we had 300 people on the call, and very organized. You know, you've got the technology has them. You can raise the hand, you can write in Q&As. Of course, you can unmute them, and you can get the calls live. A lot of things that are going on in the world today, and again, it's going on in the corporate world. And what I want to encourage everybody to do, think about it in the world in which we all live, learn, play, and learn. And this is what we see as a vision coming down the pike. Just another example of what a breakout session would be. So you're not limited by the technology of just all coming together. Basically, you can go out and have these little sidebar chats. You can have little lab sessions where you can put 2 or 3 people in a room to work virtually on a lab. You can connect with the websites through the browsers. Do anything you want. Anything you can do in person, you can do in this virtual world. Well, with some minor exceptions. Can't have too many romances in the virtual world, but one can fantasize.
You'd be surprised.
So what are the benefits? Well, I think the benefits are pretty straightforward, right? Reduced costs, it's a green initiative, larger classrooms, lower plant and equipment costs. I mean, think about it, all the money we spend. We're spending $14,000 per student in California on education, and I think we're in the bottom 20% of those schools. Yeah, 47 out of 50, that's pretty low. At $14,000 per student. The best of the world is that, you know, you get larger classrooms, you can leverage the subject matters experts from around the world. So no longer are you dependent upon that local teacher knowing it, you can leverage them all. I don't have time to go into other activities, but there are some lessons learned that I'll share with you on a later date. And in summary, my call to action for you is, make Arnie an avatar of the future, and he'll be the Tony Robbins in the next life. But join that virtual world and get familiar with Second Life so that you can prepare yourself for what's coming. And of course, leverage the online collaboration tools that are available to you today. Thank you.